so many ways that we could take even deeper dives into the connected strategies here. But I'm really curious to know more about the 3 design dimensions of a connected relationship: recognize, request, and respond.
Yeah.
Explain each of these dimensions.
And so I very briefly sketched out kind of this customer journey, right? That customers have with us. And so the recognize part is really understanding kind of what are the needs of a customer, right? Or helping the customer understand what their needs are. And quite often, customers are becoming aware of the needs at a rather inefficient time. So when I'm lying down there with a heart attack, that's not the right time to become aware of my need, right? But that's sort of how quite often healthcare works, right? We're waiting for something really catastrophic to happen, right? And then we react to this, right? And so if I had known, right, I would have maybe acted earlier, right? So even this awareness of need, which sometimes you think, well, I should be aware of my need. Well, you may not actually be aware of your need or at a very efficient time, right? So if we can help either people recognize the need or, because I have now access to your Fitbit, I might be able to kind of alert you, oh, by the way, it's maybe time for you to move again or whatever, right? So that's the recognize part. So now I know you have a particular need. So now comes the question, okay, but this is like the data issue, right? So I know what need is. What is actually the best solution for this? So now comes the part of the customer journey where I need to understand what are all the options out there, what's the best option. So you may have become aware of your need that you need to save for retirement. Okay, but now what, right? Okay, so I need to save for retirement, but how do I do this, right? And so a gazillion of options out there of how you could do that. And first of all, understanding what are all the options out there, and then understanding what is actually the best option for me, right? Not trivial. So then okay, so I need to invest in this diversified bond fund and some ETFs here and this. But now you ask, how do I do this, right? I mean, do I need a broker? Right? And so now comes the purchase part, right? And then we basically come sort of with a request. So we call that request, right? So first is to recognize the need. Then you need to have to translate that information into a request for a particular solution, right? And then I, as a firm, have to respond. So that's the third R, right? So we have recognize, request, respond. And so now as a firm, kind of you come to me, or maybe I've already anticipated that you're coming to me, right? And now I need to be able to actually respond to your desire in a fairly easy way, efficient way, fast way. Basically, I need to have the product that you want me to have, right? Because again, that's not a trivial problem, right? That, okay, now I know exactly what you want, but do I actually have what you want, right? And so understanding kind of those 3 R's is really what helps to build a connected customer experience.
And the relationship too.
Well, we're not quite there at the relationship.
Okay.
There is the 4th R.
We're getting there. Oh!
There is the 4th R.
Okay.
And the 4th R is the repeat dimension. And that's why we're saying this is really so important to move from the experience to the relationship. Because at this point we had sort of an experience, right? So I recognized your need, I gave you a good suggestion, I responded. So far we had a nice experience. But now our point is, if we do this again and again and again, and if I learn about you every time I interact with you, I can become better over time in those 3 other R's, right? In the recognize, request, respond.
And it'll only enhance that experience and the journey for the customer.
Exactly, and so then eventually we can, what we would really call, create a relationship, right? You wouldn't call having one interaction, or now have a relationship, right? And so it is through this repeat dimension, so that's why we have like 4 R's in our little model. That's really kind of what gets you to the relationship.
And you were doing this, which kind of like pinged me to think a cycle. It's cyclical.
It is, again and again and again, right? And so this is sort of part, again, this idea about not having few episodic interactions. I'm not just waiting until something catastrophic to happen to you and you come to the hospital, but I'm continuously connected with you, right? And so I'm getting many more smaller interactions, right? I get a text message from you to a nurse, I get a beep from your Fitbit, I have all these micro interactions with you, but I have it on a continuous basis, right? And that is really what allows me to become better in, again, recognizing the need, requesting a good solution and responding to you.